Okay, Zoe, I think I was able to figure out how to get the voice spell to work this time. Yeah, I know I've been saying that for years, but this time I really think I finally actually got it to work this time. So, let's see here. All I have to do is get out the Sonic, and let's see if it works this time. Where the heck am I? Oh, crab apples. I just teleported back into Equestria. Dang it. Maybe if I just do it again, maybe it'll teleport me right back where I was.
What the? Mandy, are you doing this again?
Oh, come on. Well, that's definitely not right. I'm really going to have to work hard on getting better at the teleportation spell.
Wait, what? Where am I? Who are you?
Oh, me. I'm Robert. Hello!
Who?
Robert.
Who?
Robert.
Who? Wait a minute, we're too smart for this.
Aw, you didn't do the thing. I love it when people do the thing. But as for where we are, we appear to be in Season 4 of MLP, and the year is February 8, 2014. Episode 13, I believe. Huh, so my spell didn't just teleport us, it made us go back in time! Fascinating! Well, I guess since we're stuck here, want to review the episode with me?
It couldn't hurt. I guess, since it's at your place, you get to pick the episode?
Yeah, I don't exactly have a place in Ponyville. Well, not anymore. Not after, well... Well, let's just say that I did a few things back then. Anyways, but no matters, because this is Simple Ways. Okay, I think I can make a spell that can send you and me back home, but it's going to take a while, so I kind of, I kind of forgot the teleportation spell, to be quite honest. But I guess since I got you into this mess, I guess I should at least let you start us off.
Okay, so we start with Pony Festival 20-something, as we realize Rarity is in charge of the activities.
Ponyville Day, actually, and they are celebrating the founding of Ponyville. I also need to point out that if Granny Smith was there since the beginning of Ponyville, well, that would mean Granny Smith's at least over 100 years old. I remember Josh and Silver having theories about ponies having a long life, but I really think those theories and headcanons could be right. I mean, Princess Celestia can live over 1,000 years. Then maybe ponies in this world do have a long life extension.
If you say so. So, we see Rarity coming up with some great ideas when she mentions a big celebrity who she, surprise, has a crush on. A cult by the name of Trenderhoof, who none of her friends have heard of. I complain, but once I try to say Tara Strong at a family gathering...
and they didn't know her, I assume. Huh, in ways I don't know many celebrities either, except maybe Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, and David Tennant. Well, I just want to say that Rarity's crush is reaching levels of Yandere Simulator of creepy. I mean, it's basically love me senpai or everybody's gonna die. I mean, where and how in the world did she get a bristle of hair from him? No. On second thought, I don't really want to know.
Oh, trust me, I've seen weirder. Ever seen Hannah Montana? They once sold her snot for about $40.
They sold her snot. I would have to see that to believe that, though. Also, I want to add in that while I was looking back on the episode, I found a very interesting thing while Rarity was fangirling over on Trenderhoof.
The most amazing, handsomest travel writer to have ever traveled or written. Before Las Pegasus became an Equestria travel destination, he wrote about it. Before the culinary revolution in Trottingham, he discovered it.
Culinary revolution of Trottingham. Guys, I looked up the definition for culinary and found that it has nothing to do with American Revolution. So they had a food fight. O.M. goodness.
Anyways, moving on, and yes, sadly I did watch that show. So, then we get some more fangirling over her nude aisle. Seriously, I thought some Americans could freak out.
What?
And then we get our first appearance of Trenderhoof.
What's wrong? Shh! It's him! He's here!
I'm
Well,
not going to lie, this is me in a nutshell if I would ever get the chance to meet my idols. Also, Trenderhoof, if you keep that up, you're gonna send poor Rarity into cardiac arrest. So then, Rarity takes Trenderhoof through Ponyville until they finally wander over to Applejack's place.
If I may as well, since we're reviewing this episode, Trenderhoof has always been a interesting case for me on how to feel. On one hand, his fascination with Applejack makes no sense. Maybe it's a male challenge thing, go for the one not interested in you instead of the easy win, but even then, when used in other stories, this character in question does something at first to ignore the celebrity, then tries to catch their attention. At the very least, there's some reason why there is or isn't a crush. Here, nothing's given to say why he's into Applejack or country girls, as if his only point is to create conflict for Rarity and Applejack. He's just another boyfriend character. See my Timber Spark video for more details. I mean, I'm not asking for an entire backstory, but at the least you could do is give us some reasoning why this fashion star would go gaga over someone like Applejack. And I guess they do hint at him wanting to get away from city life, but it's so short it felt more like an excuse to impress AJ, and it's even confirmed at the end with the moral.
Interesting points, AJ.
I mean, if Trenderhoof was just a jerk like Blue Blood, I wouldn't be too bothered by this. But from how the story is written, you're clearly supposed to feel some sympathy for the guy. Yet we don't really understand his motivations and actions, so we can't relate. Another character with similar problems was Ceci Gourmand in Spice Up Your Life. We're never given a reason or understanding of why she is the way she is, or how come the ponies of Candlelight got to follow her critiques, though there's no empathy or bonding with her. They both just serve to create conflict with the main characters.
I'm actually glad they didn't go in the route of making him a jerk. Blue Blood was hated on because he was a complete, utter mega jerk to Rarity. In fact, if my memory serves me correctly, Trenderhoof is actually quite the opposite. He's polite and is soft-spoken, even at the end of the episode seems to be quite the gentle pony. I like characters like Trenderhoof in the show that show the good aspects of a good male character.
True, but Blue Blood was likely always meant to be the more love-to-hate character you wanted to see foiled by the end. How him being the ideal man might not always be the Prince Charming you first make him out to be. The idea was not to feel sorry for him, so he could afford to be a one-note character. I dare say if they tried to make him more complex, it wouldn't have worked. Trenderhoof, because of what you said, means he has to be more complex to work, which he isn't. So it doesn't.
I agree to some of that, though. I would also like to add that it's nice to see other male characters besides as well, being evil, dumb, or forgotten, or in some cases totally overrated. Is he one noted? Yes, in some ways, but in a show for little girls, it's still nice to see a good role models for young males. I know way down in the future we never get to see him again, but it was good to see characters like him in Season 4. They're adding more and more male characters in the show now in these days, though most of them are bad guys, though.
However, this does bring to me what I do like about him in the end, and why him falling so flat kind of bothers me, in which I can kind of relate to him. That being having a crush on a girl who doesn't like me back, yet I didn't take no for an answer. Nowadays, I know better than just to be straightforward with a crush, and more importantly, when to take a hint. For the most part. Personally, I think he could have been a real fan favorite, especially among male fans. And although he falls flat, what saves the episode for me is how Rarity reacts to this.
Oh, Spike, how could you ever know what it's like to be totally obsessed with a pony, only to find out they're obsessed with some pony else?
Yeah, about Spike. Spike seems so calm in all this. I mean, this is his would-be waifu of a crush. Either the writers forgot that Spike had a crush on Rarity, or Trenderhoof in his mind isn't a threat to him. What do you think, AJ?
Who, me? I could, and may yet, make a whole video on Sparity. In context of this episode, all I can say is, it's annoying to be honest. I seriously doubt Rarity can't notice the crush goes against past continuity. Which just kind of serves as a, I want to be a writer and I don't know the words. But a little contradiction of Rarity's foolish mindset in pursuing Trenderhoof, which we can get to, and how it drives her to change the festival and what follows.
Yeah, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. So after Rarity tries again to get Trenderhoof to notice her, but fails, Trenderhoof then sees Applejack and oh baby mama, I mean literally wild horses couldn't make this stallion look away.
Why are you staring at her like that?
So after Rarity realized she just got dumped out of the love department, there's one logical thing left for her to do. Go homes and cries over her would-be waifu. I am proud of her not chugging a thing of ice cream like an inspiration manifestation. And I could listen to Tabitha St. Germain's whiny voice all day long like this. And that Trenderhoof senpai alter is still creeping me out.
Yeah, I've seen weirder. Though the infamous line from Rarity makes me facepalm every time. Still, we then have Rarity go through the whole trouble of reorganizing the entire festival to try and appease Trender. And going so far as to change herself. Okay, makes no sense even for her, but I did get a chuckle here.
Quick little thing I wanted to point out, the plow doesn't have back handles, and I'm not a farmer, but this little detail is very interesting because in the human world, plows are meant to be pulled by a horse or a mule and are steered by a human. In this world, this one doesn't. It's just pulled by them with no one in the back to steer the plow. Also notice that it looks heavier in this version. My theory is that because there is no one in the back, the plow is built to be heavier so that it can stay more stable when it pulls forward. It also proves that the Apple family is very, very strong. You have to be very, very strong to pull a plow like that. It looks like it's at least over 100 pounds or something.
Well, with Rarity getting more desperate for Trender and Applejack eager to get rid of him, we then cut to Apple Jewel. Hey, if she's Apple Jewel, what would Rarity be called? Robert?
Holy crab apples! Who would have thought that Applejack could look so good? I guess you could say she's one hot apple.
Well, while Robert's in fan mode, we then have a battle of wills to see who cracks first. And one muddy dress later, we see Rarity coming back to her senses. Now this here is what I love most about Applejack. When she isn't really the conflict of an episode, but when she plays the voice of reason. The one who's willing to say, maybe you shouldn't do this, or that this isn't right and what the truth is. And we see it here, as well as her dealing with her admirer. Knowing that Rarity would listen, she shows by example by appealing to her friend's fashion sense to break through. And a Trender and the festival is able to carry on.
I also want to comment on this one part before we end this.
Applejack? I'm sorry I said all those things. You're a true friend who probably knows me better than I know myself. I don't know what I was thinking wearing this ridiculous outfit.
I kinda know how you feel.
Oh, but you were just trying to help me see how silly I was being. And you were right. Besides, that gown looks just gorgeous on you. I wish I hadn't ruined it.
Thanks. It's nice, ain't it?
It's magnificent. Wherever did you get it?
Oh, it's, one of yours.
So either Applejack has a sonic screwdriver or Equestria doesn't have deadbolts and locks on their doors. No wonder why they keep getting invaded by everyone. They can't even keep their own friends out of their homes. Rainbow Dash can break into a weather factory and Applejack can literally steal her best friend's dress out of her own home. Equestria really needs to get better at their security measures. And that was Simple Ways. Not much at the end though, it was just basically Trenderhoof trying the same stunt, and Applejack and Rarity then try to talk him out of moving on to Applejack's farm. And Rarity then gives us the moral of the episode that you don't have to change who you are to make friends.
Real friends will like you for who you are. And changing yourself to impress them is no way to make new ones.
So, final thoughts, AJ?
As for me, I can't say it was a meh episode, just has some things I really didn't like, but also love. In concept, someone like Trenderhoof sounds amazing, yet, in execution, he's way too one note to get as invested in as I think we should have been. But I don't hate him, I just wish there was more to him to get behind. Anyone who may have liked someone and unknowingly harassed them can relate to. At times, I also kind of wish they went a little, overboard with Rarity, but I don't fault them and it works. At some parts. But the strength comes from Applejack and how she feels with Trender's advances, and how she does best by being the voice of reason. And I had fun in the third act with Apple Jewel and Country Rarity.
My final thoughts are somewhat the same. I really like this episode. It shows Applejack at her best, and Applejack is one of my favorite characters in the show. I really like it when she's being the voice of reason rather than being the one causing the trouble or problems in the episode. There is one slight thing I want to bring up though. I heard that there was some controversy about this episode when it came out back in the day. Like Trenderhoof in this one scene where he's pointing out some ponies of Ponyville. I really can't add much to this than what other analysts have already done, so check out Silverquill's video on this. I personally don't think he was being racist here. After all, he's from Canterlot and hasn't seen farm life very much. There's also this scene with Rarity and Applejack that could be taken the wrong way to some people. Personally, in real life, my whole family's from the South, so this doesn't really offend me in any way. My dad was literally a ranch boy when growing up and did horseback riding. When people are being racist, they are doing it because they're angry or being mean or rude in some way. Here, I don't seem to see this with Trenderhoof. Overall, the episode was very entertaining for me at the time when I first watched it, and it still is to this very day. I also noticed that there wasn't any songs in this episode. It would have been interesting to see a song sung by Rarity, singing about her senpai. Oh gosh, that would have been so funny. And my final rating on this episode, I think it gets a 4-star out of 5. Yay! I finally got the portal spell to work. Well, it was fun working with you, AJ, and I hope we can do this again sometime.
Maybe. We'll keep in touch, and I'll see if I can't get Anna to react to this.
Alright, bye! Have a safe trip home, and if the portal messes up your gender, it will probably wear off in a few hours.
What?
I'm just messing with you, AJ. Well, here goes nothing. I wonder if that was the right spell. Oh well, I think you'll be fine. Now to send myself home.